The Zelari didn't believe in nightmares. Their species evolved without sleep. Their minds were biologically awake always. No dreams, no unconscious thought, no fragmented symbols in the dark. So they viewed dreams as primitive malfunction. When they encountered humanity, they were curious. When they captured humanity, they were fascinated. When they studied humanity, they made their final mistake. Project SOMNIS was never officially declared. It operated beneath the bioethics mandates of the coalition. It didn't need approval, just bodies. They had 15 human prisoners, selected for neural irregularity, night terrors, hallucination patterns, extreme limbic resonance. The first subject, Evelyn Morrow, 17 years old, captured during an orbital breach raid over Luna Station. She hadn't spoken a word since arrival, didn't eat, didn't scream, didn't resist. She just slept. The Zelari neurospecialist in charge, Ithek Dran, examined her vitals. REM pattern is abnormally stable, he said, tendrils stroking the Sci-Fi cables. Brainwave density matches that of higher-order resonance thinkers. Her unconscious may be unusually accessible. His assistant chittered with interest. We enter now. Now. The Zelari didn't use machines to enter minds. They used the Thalrathi symbiont, a floating, translucent mollusk engineered to swim through thought. One was lowered into the stasis vat. It pulsed once, then slithered toward Evelyn's skull. Its tendrils brushed her temple. It sank in. T-minus 000000 neural link established. The alien technicians monitored Evelyn's vitals. Normal. The symbiont's pulse slowed, matching her dreamwave frequency. They began downloading the thought shapes. Suddenly, the lab lights dimmed. A low hum filled the walls, and the symbiont inside her skull stopped pulsing. Flatline. Evelyn smiled in her sleep. They pulled the symbiont out. Its translucent body had gone dark. Its tendrils withered. Autopsy revealed liquefied memory tissue. The alien psychic inside had been annihilated. No burn, no overload, just absence, like something inside the dream found it and devoured it. Ithek was confused, not alarmed. Data misalignment, he claimed. Dream state instability. She may have been aware of the intrusion. He called for another dive. This time 2 symbionts, linked together. Evelyn didn't react, not physically. But across the room, the dream echo monitor spiked. One waveform emerged, then split, then folded. The machine began to whine. Inside the dream, the 2 Zelari saw each other. They stood in a simulation, a human classroom assembled by Evelyn's unconscious. Familiar, harmless, a desk, chalkboard, hallway. They turned to explore. That's when the hallway got longer, and the ceiling began to breathe. One Zelari reached for the exit. The door vanished. They heard something moving in the lockers, scratching, whispers in languages not spoken in reality. One of them screamed, "This isn't her dream." The lights in the classroom went red, and then a figure appeared at the front of the room. Not Evelyn, not human, something using her face. It pointed, and the walls bled. Back in the lab, both symbionts thrashed in their fluid tanks. Monitors exploded. Blood sprayed from the assistant's sensory gills as feedback ruptured his nerves. One symbiont imploded, the other vanished. No residue, no mass, not even slime. Evelyn turned her head slightly on the pillow, still asleep, still smiling. Ithek ordered the project paused. Not shut down, paused, because something even deeper than fear had entered his thoughts, curiosity. "What kind of species dreams like this?" he whispered. No one answered. But behind the two-way glass, Evelyn's hand twitched, and in her neural data stream, something else twitched back. The surviving Zelari from the last dive was sedated. He screamed even under coma induction. His mind was no longer registering spatial consistency. He thought the ceiling was eyes. He begged for the air to stop whispering to him. He kept repeating one phrase. "She's not dreaming. She is the dream." Ithek Dran refused to believe in mysticism. He ordered 3 more dream dive units prepared, triple redundancy, neural grounding, combat symbionts only, no more passive observation. We are not superstitious primitives, he told the team. We are explorers. What's in her mind is just a system, unmapped, chaotic but logical, a frontier. The three symbionts were connected simultaneously, each linked to one mind, each tasked with splitting its perception into separate dream layers. Evelyn lay still in the stasis pod, monitored, unblinking. Her REM state was perfect. Again, too perfect. T-minus 0.00000 neural fusion initiated. Inside the dream, nothing. No images. No constructs, just white space. Then footsteps, but not Evelyn's. The first symbiont reported visual, a man standing upside down on the ceiling. He wore no skin. His head was a spinning clock face with no hands. His mouth opened wide and said, "You came late." Then silence. All three dream divers began reporting the same dream. Same figure. Same impossible architecture. One floated inside an infinite library of human books, every title the name of someone who never lived. Another stood in a bathroom full of mirrors that reflected her back, but older and dead. The third, he heard a baby crying. Then the baby started speaking in his own voice. Their vitals spiked. Outside, Evelyn's EEG readings flattened. But she was breathing peacefully, even as a dozen red alerts triggered. Then Evelyn spoke for the first time since capture, not loud, not panicked. Just one sentence: "You shouldn't have touched the door." The dream space collapsed. The three symbionts re-entered the physical world violently. One exploded. One shattered every tank wall on impact. The third survived. But when Ithek approached the survivor's tank, the Zelari inside had gouged out its own visual nodes and was repeating a single whisper on loop. I saw it blink. Project SOMNIS was placed under emergency review. Too many deaths. Project SOMNIS was officially shut down. The Coalition Ethics Board declared it a Category Black cognitive violation. Orders were clear: release or neutralize all remaining test subjects. But the Zelari didn't follow orders. They sealed the facility, wiped access logs, and doubled down. Science cannot fear anomalies, Ithek told his final team. We must dissect the threat or fall to myth. What he wouldn't say aloud, what he'd only whispered to himself, was that he couldn't stop dreaming of her. Not Evelyn, what wore her face. He called it the echo, a presence inside her mind space that reacted to observers. It didn't defend itself. It studied them back. And when it understood what they were, it made them understand it. Ithek prepared the final test, full neural overwrite. A direct mind-to-mind sync with Evelyn's brain. No symbionts, no proxies. He'd do it himself. Before the procedure, Evelyn finally opened her eyes. Black sclera, no pupils. Just void. She looked straight at him and smiled. You want to see me now? He nodded, trembling. I'm not afraid. She tilted her head. You should be. Sync initiated T-minus 0.00001. Ithek's body seized. His mind plummeted. Not into Evelyn's thoughts, into something beneath her. He fell through 1,000 versions of the same hallway, each one older, wetter, hungrier. He screamed, but no sound came. Walls pulsed with meat. Time reversed. He saw himself as a child, then a fetus, then a blink in space. Something was dragging him through all of it, laughing. He landed in a field of corpses, all Zelari, all versions of him, each one screaming with his voice. Overhead the sky broke open like glass, and Evelyn, no longer human, descended. Her limbs were smoke, her mouth an infinite staircase. Her voice came from under his skin. You're still trying to name it, aren't you? You think if you name the thing in our heads it stops being scary. She leaned closer. It doesn't. Ithek begged to wake up. He cried like a hatchling. The figure that was Evelyn leaned in clothes, placed one cold finger on his forehead. You're not dreaming anymore. I am. Back in the lab, alarm screamed. Ithek's body twitched. Blood poured from his gills. Then he stood up, eyes wide. No soul behind them. He walked calmly to the data core and ripped it apart with his hands. Then he turned to the last remaining crew member, a Grentai scribe. It knows your name now, he said calmly, then bit out his own throat. Evelyn was still in the chair, still smiling. Hours later, coalition cleanup teams breached the facility. They found the project logs scorched, tanks shattered, and one message scrawled on every wall in over 27 languages. Do not enter their dreams, they dream back. The coalition called it an anomaly. What else could they say? 3 facilities lost, dozens of high cognition species mentally shattered, Project SOMNIS scrubbed from the archives. Publicly, it never existed, but the black box logs remained, and they all contained one line, burned into the core substrate. They dream back. Evelyn Morrow was listed as deceased, but her vitals told a different story. She never moved, never spoke again, yet her heart beat. Her brain pulsed with REM cycles that never ended. She was dreaming, constantly, violently, until the dreams didn't stay in her head. It began with the medics. One by one, they stopped sleeping. When they did, they woke up screaming, screaming about the same thing, though none could describe it. Some tried. One wrote, "I saw her, but behind her was a mirror, and in the mirror I saw myself looking away." Another carved into his own arm, "Do not think of her." Then the signals started, not words, not language, just thought patterns broadcast across the neural communication grid. At first harmless static, then dreams, forced dreams, whole decks full of sleepers convulsing, others staring into empty corners, some dreaming while awake. Not dreams humans made, dreams the alien mind couldn't process. A team of psychic interpreters from the Giovanni Choir attempted to contain the signal. They lasted 12 seconds, then dropped dead, eyes wide, mouths whispering one word: mercy. The coalition declared a level 0 quarantine. No communications, no planetary landings, but it was already too late. The dream had uploaded into translation databases, shared thought association protocols, even the memory archives of ancient AI cores. Every time someone accessed the SOMNIS data set, even indirectly, they dreamed of her. Not Evelyn. The thing behind Evelyn. The thing that wears the shape of a human dream. Some whispered it wasn't just a defense mechanism, that it wanted to be seen, that it was searching, that in its own impossible way it was lonely. And humans made the perfect gateway, because we dream in patterns that even nightmares can't decode. And once something enters our minds, we give it form, we give it meaning, we give it a way out. No species would dare dive into another human dream again. Not after what happened to the Varnathi Mind King, who touched a sleeping child and woke up deaf. Not after the Skulni Oracle opened a memory of Earth's childhood stories and burned out its own hive mind. Not after the last psychic warning broadcast from a dead station on Zeta 4. Do not enter the dream. Do not hear the song. Do not think of the girl. She is not asleep. She is watching. The final coalition protocol was simple. Leave Earth alone. Do not invade. Do not capture. Do not research their unconscious. Do not whisper their names in deep sleep. Because what humanity fears, that's easy. But what fears humanity, now that's the real story. And it still dreams of waking up.